stats-wise is going to be Tower at 62%, which is just baffling. It's absolutely baffling.
And we've seen it played more and more here at Invitational, and teams, again, have been having a relatively good amount of success with defending it for the most part here. Very easy to deny the plant, especially if you can only hold 1 or 2 players on the inside. A blitz span is going to actually come out from MockIt here.
Ying going to come out as well. Another stun operator off of the offense, and MockIt Esports is going to ban smoke, which actually is a regular run-of-the-mill thing for them here on Oregon.
Still, though, the first time I think we've seen smoke banned out in a little while, but it's going to be interesting to see how it is played. I think it's going to be my first time seeing a game with smoke banned, so
this is MockIt's thing. This really is MockIt's thing. They ban smoke on Oregon. That's just something that they do. So, I mean, the main thing is that Team Liquid's starting on defense, so they don't have to worry about it. The big thing is that opens up a lot of doors for what pushes you can really do. There's no more echo. There's no more smoke. A big operator that's going to be opened up is going to be Finka, because you no longer have to worry about dying almost instantaneously right when you touch a toxic babe.
And of course, overall, you're just going to have a lot more options for late round executes as a result of that, since you don't have the ad infinitum chain of toxic smoke grenades, which can be thrown together once you reach the 30 or 40-second mark in the round. The picks are in. We're going to be starting out in the basement in comparison to the second floor site, the kids' bedroom. And a lot more teams have been favoring as their first site. It's basically pick your poison when it comes to these two. Certain teams prefer turret sites.
Oh, as the horses actually moved a little bit farther down the line for Team Liquid, as it is in front of as it is in front of Zig now, as Liquid will choose the downstairs site as their initial setup. So, yesterday while this match was going on, sadly, Blue and I weren't really able to watch over it, as there was quite a few things happening around us. So, this will be the first of us seeing MockIt and Liquid here on Oregon. It should be an absolute heater, as I know it was for Decider yesterday.
Now, this is where, because I was able to watch a little bit of this map specifically, this is where we were seeing a problem with Liquid committing to fights a little bit too aggressively, in my own personal opinion, especially when they were on defense. And that's going to be the thing that I'm paying attention to. If we see them pushing forward, taking a lot of unnecessary battles and losing as a result of it, I'm going to start to get worried for their health and safety of closing this out in a 2-0 fashion, as that was very much the key thing that was allowing for MockIt to pick up rounds on this map yesterday, was Liquid just giving away kills because they've been playing so aggressively. It's MockIt on attack, however. We'll see them already start by popping open the big window in the kids' dorms to check this out and make sure we don't have any roaming presence from Liquid here.
MockIt going to start things off on the west side, at least, with one of their entry fraggers, and the likes of Corey. Rip's already downstairs in the kitchen hallway as well. Seems like this take has not taken too much time at all. So we've only been in match for at least 45 seconds here. Paula will be playing Vigil upstairs immediately, and will immediately retrofit himself back downstairs, as he will build himself back into the defensive angle setup that they have. And MockIt's making quick work of Oregon so far. It seems like they are very well versed in this map, as there's traditionally 2 ways to take this map in general, ladies and gentlemen. You either start from big tower or you start from small tower. It really just depends on what team you're playing. If you know that team likes to play the attic quite a bit, you might start at big tower, relieve that presence, so you can take over meeting just a little bit easier. Nitrocell going to come out from Gohan, going to make absolutely 0 connection though.
He'll still be able to sit in the corner. Here's the drone noise, though, so he does have to withdraw the heartbeat sensor. Just to be careful, as he again looks right until he knows. He's got one on the stairs. Seen up to 3 players so far here. He knows the push is going to be coming soon as a result of that. MockIt, however, seem keen on trying to speed this execute up as quickly as possible. Despite the lack of smoke, with it being banned out, they still want to try to get down here as quickly as possible so as not to lose the time.
Liquid once again playing this angles game. Speaking of angles, Paula's going to push upstairs, catch an angle, and catch Corey as well, as that will be the Ash main gone for MockIt. He will immediately rush back down to site. He got what he wanted, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to back up and play his life. Very smart play here by Paula. Is once again Liquid more or less focused on the angle game, as you guys saw. Another body inside of construction, just waiting to see exactly what MockIt wants to do here. Again, they do have very, very recent knowledge of what MockIt likes to do here, so more than likely going to be a lot of adjustments sent out, as the cardiac sensor will get turned back on, and so will Nask, but traded out immediately by Cryan. Paula with a trade as well.
MockIt unfortunately getting wiped off the face of the earth here as they try to get themselves to the inside. Beautiful Nitrocell coming in from Zig. putting everything on to Rips. Oh, and he's not even going to get
Wow.
a chance. Gohan says bye-bye to him, and that is a convincing first round from Liqiud. Again, though, already fixing that mistake. Like I said, they played very passive, very held back. They let the guys from MockIt make the first move, and fortunately for them, that worked out great as it went right into all their cross angles.
I said it last map, but I feel like it's a big enough deal where I need to repeat it. Their offensive setup of those angle holds is so good on defense. You know what I mean? Like they do such a good job. It's like they've spaced this out to where they do basically the exact same thing on offense and defense. They set up long angles and they just wait for the other team to fall into their trap. Well, so far it's working very well on their defense, especially after they made those minor adjustments last time on border. So far for Oregon at least, seems to be working out for them as Paula was actually the one to get aggressive. We haven't seen him, you know, find too much success so far, but he will start things off right here on Oregon.
So, we're going to head right back up to the kids' dorms now for Liqiud play into. Once again, look to close out with their passive angle-focused hold. MockIt went for a very aggressive start to things, trying to take out the main hatch leading into Laundry, along with pushing themselves down the steps as quickly as possible. But, unfortunately, even with smokes that they've had to try and deploy, make that process easier, they still did not try and flush out Liquid's players. As a result of that, as you had mentioned, they'll have those aggressive angles and use of their nitro cells, and eventually once the smoke cleared, their guns just quickly sprayed down. They push from MockIt. Failed attack on the basement. See if they fare any better now with the kids' dorms.
Well, the main thing about that basement push is that you want to be able to get there fast enough to be able to bait out as much utility as possible. And that really was the main point of that push from MockIt. They already had pre-placed drones. They knew that there really wasn't any roamers, so why not take the map as fast as possible to where you can get on top of the hatch, get that blown open, start playing main stairs, try and bait out all of those toxic babes. Sad thing is they really didn't account for Paula to come up the back stairs and give them a little bit of trouble.
Corey, once again, very aggressive start to this, already making his way into the arsenal before we've even reached past the 2-minute mark. Ready to try and go even further than this. Now someone wants to challenge him, but he does have to be careful of a potential push coming at him from the attic. He starts it strong, though. Finds one down the main hallway as Zig is caught out, repositioning, bringing it down to a 4v5. A good start for MockIt. Now they've got to follow it through with the take. They'll pop up in the walk-in by the mini-dorms. There goes the nitro cell, but it won't be set off as Sexy Cake is caught mid-throw by KS, giving another opening kill over to MockIt.
Not looking too good right now for the Brazilian squad as Nesk has rotated to the top of yellow. Paul is still underneath. He does indeed have a nitro cell. Gohan having one as well, as he will see someone playing main stairs. Will he go for the nitro cell here? They're on drone. He can. Second beep. He's going to see them once again. Just commit the nitro. Gohan, no, he's going to get droned out and found. Oh my goodness, no. It's the exact opposite of what you want to happen right here. You had the information first, Gohan. Come on, man. Come on. But he will try to play out his life downstairs in the basement. Paula rotated over into classroom. And this MockIt team now staring down the sights, trying to get this planned out.
Yeah, we did see the plan pop up. So we have the guys from MockIt once again trying to get themselves into position. They will use smokes just to be safe about it, however, so that they can fully commit to their push. There we go from Paula, though, on the Mira, actually finding a kill against Rips. And remember, we still have Gohan's C4 ready to go, too. He might have been saving his for an attempt to actually try and stop the plant, which is happening now on the inside over here. But Paula commits to the push. Nicely found by him. Picks up another kill now. And MockIt, already having used a lot of the utility, are going to find themselves in a terrible position in a moment here.
No more smokes on any of the attackers. Some stun grenades, though, on Vale, as he will pop a couple shots from the 5.56, but none of them really going to make any connection. Liqiud still playing their name of their game, which is the angle game. And they're going to play extremely slowly. Nesk is just waiting for someone to try and get over-aggressive and peek into him. As he is pretty dang good fighting off those angles. Paula playing a very tight angle with that hollow sight as well. 19 seconds left on the clock. They're going to have to do something. They're going to send Gohan underneath, try and find someone. And actually, Nesk will lose that. Gohan going to get a trade onto Cryan, though. As Paula is the only one left remaining upstairs. Plan going down by Vale. As Paula will find one. That will be the diffuser. As Paula will actually win the second fight as well. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen. This Brazilian squad is alight right now here on Oregon, as they're looking to take the second map and punch their ticket to the main stage.
Paula with some beautiful aiming being done there towards the end, getting the closeout, and MockIt seemingly using all of their utility too early in the round. We've seen plenty of instances throughout the course of Invitational so far where teams had committed their utility to sites far too late or could never get into a position to do so and thusly ran out of time. But now it seems to be we're dealing with a situation where MockIt, at least in that last round there, commit themselves to it far too early. End up only alerting Team Liqiud of the advanced presence that they have on the site. Makes them hyper aware of the situation. And eventually, with the massive amount of nitro cells that Liqiud had to work with throughout the course of that round, and the fact that there was never any alternate push from the guys on MockIt, allows for them to pretty easily shut that down, just like we saw on the basement site.
All right, so Paula 6-0 right now through 2 rounds. So an average of 3 kills per round for that man right there. Biggest thing right now, though, is they had to choose between tower or kitchen. And they chose tower. I mean, excuse me, they chose kitchen. How do I mess that up? They chose kitchen. But biggest thing right now is that they do not have a Jaeger. Biggest thing to do with that is someone is going to have to play showers. And the one thing that gets you punished, that was a very creative cam there, Gohan. I really like that. I'm going to use that later in my ranked games. I appreciate you, and so will everybody else. So, but the biggest thing here is going to be showers. How they go around trying to hold that down. It actually appears that they might be trying to just play outright the hallway. There's no castle, there's no Jaeger. They're going to try and hold down the kitchen area. The biggest deal with showers, ladies and gentlemen, is you can actually rotate out up the hallway to those foot-level holes that they make in the wall of the hallway of the kitchen/dining area. Usually you can get a kill. Speaking of kills, though, Cryan going to take down Gohan. That means no more Valkyrie and no more Nitro Cell for the remainder of the squad, all except for Sexy Kick.
That's the risk that these Team Liqiud players take by playing such an aggressive angle game here, is that they are going to put themselves out in the open early on in the round, and potentially will put themselves at a disadvantage, as we've just seen with MockIt picking up that early kill. Small tower is now being taken by the members of MockIt in a pretty quick fashion. Paul, however, on the Rook, looking for his opportunity to jump back out and stop this. But he will hear the repels as well. One's going to run right past him. Misses a great opportunity to be able to take out KS. Unfortunately, we'll squander it.
Paula might be the saving grace right here if we can keep this hallway shut down, because the default plant site for this place is going to be on the couch behind that wall to his right that he's motioning up towards right now. That's going to be the main thing for this offense. Is actually very, very surprised that we didn't see a Maverick come out here either, just due to the fact that you can burn some holes in that back pantry, but that's another talk for another day. As this offense is trying to find yet another pick, you guys can see how much they've slowed down. MockIt's been extremely aggressive, trying to learn from a handful of their mistakes they made early on in this map. They don't want Liqiud to get too far ahead just yet, as Cryan will hop on drone to see exactly what he can see after these mutes have been taken away.
You have a bulletproof camera, I've noticed, as well, sitting in the back right corner there, so Paul doesn't necessarily have to go for the peek, as we get intel from his teammates. Ori and Rips, however, lining up 2 quick kills, and all of a sudden Liqiud fall apart at the seams. MockIt forced the issue in these fights. Zig, however, trying to turn it around, and Sexy Cake going for a flank of his own as he wraps back in. He just saw the foot of a player. I don't know if he's realized it. Now he's seen it. Moves in for a pickup against Rips, tries to follow it up with one more. The problem is he's going to be stuck in the small tower until further notice as a result of this. He is left alone here. The plant going down, confirming on the inside of the kitchen. Lead. QA spam to try and get him out in the open, but it won't work out. He'll end up just losing more HP. He's going to use the M59 to try to get back onto the hallway, or at least bait that to try to get one of the members of MockIt away from him. Somewhat works. A flashbang will only further deter him, as he just can't seem to find the lineup on either of these 2 players. They're not going to be able to take him on in any duel. He'll even go for the reload. He heard some noise out by the bathrooms there, and he knows he's going to push upon it now. Walking right up.
Oh,
what? Veil accidentally takes down Cryan. Now it's 1v1, and Sexy Cake has intel as to where he is, trying to use the shotgun close up throw. Oh my god! He gets it done! Sexy Cake, 2 missed shots, wraps around a team kill in the 2v1, and somehow, some way, Liqiud cannot be stopped. The 3rd round is theirs.
How do you one-tap your teammate? I know that people don't like it when we criticize that hard, but oh my god, Veil!
He thought he had to have thought it was him because he heard the sound cue. He would have heard the footsteps coming into that room, and I think he saw his teammate and panicked.
Oh no. That's what I think happened. To lose.
Yeah.
Oh no.
What a massively smart play from Sexy Cake, by the way. Had those 2 final players on MockIt join together right on top of the diffuser, nobody's going to win that, right? Makes the noise that he's going to break the wall and go out to the hallway. That splits the 2 remaining players. One is to go in the hallway now to watch for that. The other stays on site to watch for it. As he goes into the bathroom, the problem that occurs, as I just discussed, we see SexyCake running down the hallway. That gives a vocal cue, and either some kind of communication slip-up happened, or Makket just make a very grave mistake of thinking that that was their teammate. Or thinking that that was their opponent, excuse me.
As you guys can see right now, tactical timeout for Makket after that absolute blunder on post plant right there, and some least than happy faces, as you guys can see, sitting in the chairs, and not too much communication except for the coach as well as KS as they tried to dictate really what happened. And I mean, the biggest thing, and this is the really hard thing. Usually you can knock things down to going, okay, we really just didn't, synergize very well as a team there on post plant or something along those lines. It's very hard when it comes down to one player just simply making a small error, or in this case, quite a large one, as he will put one bullet in the head of his teammate, which ends up winning the rest of the round for SexyCake. And honest to God, I was hoping that Vale would be able to clutch that up just and go, okay, it was a minor mistake. We still won the round, though. But no, the M590 will find yet another body to put some of his shells into, and that's really going to be the tell of the tape on that round.
Vale as well had 2 to 3 warning shots coming out. He knew the push was coming around the corner, had to guess at which direction because I think he was stuck behind the bar, so he couldn't actually tell if he was going left or right. Makes the wrong choice, is caught as SexyCake rounds the corner, and it's just that one pump up close that is needed on the M590 to finish things out.
Again, the most damaging shotgun that is regularly used. The M870, the recruit rush that everybody loves so much, or Jaeger and Bandit shotgun, is actually the most damaging. It just doesn't have the range due to how short the barrel is. So
essentially, it's not a sawed-off, but it's essentially a sawed-off equivalent for the most part.
Yeah, basically. It's a tactical sawed-off.
Yeah.
It isn't legitimately cut. Yeah.
It's basically a really short pump-action shotgun. So obviously, for those of you that know a little bit about gun, or for those of you that don't know about gun physics, meaning that the bullet spray would just go everywhere, so you can really only use it super up close, meaning we don't see a whole lot of play with that weapon.
All right, as these players will begin to discuss things just a little bit longer, as we do have a few technical difficulties over on our end, but we will get those fixed, ladies and gentlemen. And honestly, the biggest thing right now is Makket just needs to come together as a team, have a little bit of forgiveness in their heart to Vale, because right now, if they try and have any malice within the team, they're just going to fall apart. That last map was so close, and they're just letting Liqiud run away with this right now.
That's 2 rounds, I think, in a row now, nearly, where we've seen Liqiud being put into a nearly impossible situation and still come out on top of it. So this has been some amazing stuff from Team Liqiud. They've really rallied together, and that's always the dangerous thing with Brazilian teams. You were talking about how this is something with Canadian on EG, but I feel like this is with Brazilian teams in general. When they get fired up, it takes a lot to calm them down. So they're feeling it right now, and that momentum swing is certainly going to help them out here. Whereas we have almost the opposite effect for Makket. It's very solemn at this team's desk currently.
Yeah, just want to take a moment to remind you guys that this is map number 2 between Liqiud and Makket. Liqiud winning the first map, 8-6 on Border. That was their map choice. We are now on Oregon. It's currently 3-0 in favor of Liqiud, as they are trying to close this one out and be the first and only Brazilian team that can possibly make it to the final stage here at Invite 2019. So far on Oregon, just Makket really not being able to find that same fire that they had last time that they played on this map.
We're going to get a headphone swap, I think, amongst these players.
Hey, sometimes it happens, man. Sometimes it happens. Hey, honestly, the biggest thing for me here, like you said earlier, the Brazilian teams are just absolutely insane when they get anything that goes their way. It really hypes them up. They play a lot better. They can take those aggressive peaks, and they're confident. And I honestly feel like that's due to the Brazilian fans. Shout out to the Brazilian fans out there, ladies and gentlemen. You guys fuel these teams so much, especially, Blue and I were in the lobby earlier watching the FaZe game. I brought this up a little bit earlier in our last match. But all of Brazil, every Brazilian team supports each other, and it's crazy to me. Because again, Blue and I are both from NA, and it's sometimes you have just a little bit of that back and forth, and teams like each other or teams don't. There really isn't that just combined effort and going, as a region, we want to come together and we want to win Invite, and that seems to be the name, or at least the mantra, of Brazil as a whole.
There's definitely a want from the Brazilian fans and the Brazilian players to see their flag up in the big lights. It doesn't even matter, you know.
So cool.
Amongst the players, like, it doesn't even matter if it's their team. They just want it to happen with one of them. That means a lot to them, as far as I've been able to talk to Brazilian players in the past about this. That's why they're so passionate about these things and wanting to push so passionately for these big events, and at very minimum to make it to the playoff stage where you get your name in the big lights.
Such a cool thing, and we can hear how hype Liqiud is over the wall right now. As we're in prep phase right now, ladies and gentlemen, and there is Brazilian yelling coming across the wall as these men are absolutely amped up right now as they are trying to take victory away from Makket and take away their chances of going to the main stage once again. As this time around it will be Armory Lockers, as Liqiud has completed their rotation. So we'll see if they can do it all over again. Start off on defense, 6-0.
Here we go now with Makket. They've been very direct with their play in the past rounds, wanting to try and essentially set up the execute as quickly as possible. And again, this is with the smoke being completely banned out, essentially leaving them with as much time as humanly possible to complete their execute. But the problem that this has caused is, again, sometimes we've seen, there's definitely exceptions to this, especially the first round. Sometimes they're either not able to get drones into position, or they have to follow up their droning with an execute so quickly that Liqiud will change positions and they'll end up walking directly into setups from Liqiud because they play such an angle-heavy game on this defense. So obviously, drone intel is very key for Makket to have any success, as if not, the second they go into Liquid's territory, they are going to get headshot popped.
If you can click a link, you can click ahead is kind of the mantra that's been going on for Liqiud so far, at least on Oregon. As things have slowed down quite a lot for Makket. They're really not having the same main stairs pressure, trying to bait out utility just yet. As yet again, we have a spread defense downstairs for Liqiud. Sexy Cake and Nesk on the way at the back stairs, as well as construction. Now the hatch will open up. Gohan tries to find a place for his Nitro Cell, but it's not going to use it just yet.
This was the thing that actually really messed up the guys on Makket in the last round that we played on this.
Oh,
how did that not initially kill him?
It was a Viper Strike. It was one of his breaching charges.
Oh, it was the breaching strike. I thought it was a grenade. My bad. So either way, nicely done by the Ash. A very well placed breaching charge will bring Gohan out of the game. Very will force him out of coverage. They'll have no choice but to go down and out. This is exactly what they need. They've eliminated one of the Nitro Cells, which that needs to be the focus for Makket on this round, is derailing the utility that Liqiud were able to use to stop it. It's a very back and forth affair. Corey and Nesk both picking up blows, but Corey down below, able to line up the headshot on Nesk. He does not reposition quickly enough. Down to only 2 now for Team Liqiud. They've done the impossible before. Here comes the first attempt. They get a hard ping onto it. The attempt gets canceled, and better yet, Zig patches one from up on top. The problem is, he overcommits. He pushes in past the smoke, lining up a shot for Chaos. The plant now happening in the corner. Sexy gonna throw in the Nitro Cell, gets him off of it. No kill found, however. He really needed that as well. So we'll leap over the top. Try to take direct contestation, just trying to make sure he doesn't get clipped off by a player that's up on top. Finds the first over to the shotgun for a second, and KS just barely trades it back. We were down to a 1v1 right there again, as we almost see the impossible done by Liqiud once more. But Makket finally secure themselves around after they trade out that kill.
And that was really off of the back of Corey's efforts, as he found 3 that time around. And honestly, I think that Liqiud just needs to bring the heat here. I think if you let Makket back into this, you're really not going to like the result of it, as that could be the result being a map number 3. And letting them back into this, not good after going up 3-0, especially after what happened inside of Kitchen. Looks to be like that tack timeout really helped them out, at least.
Well, it's over to the kids' dorms once again as we complete the site rotations. Liqiud pulling off all 3 successfully. They're going to choose not to repeat the basement. Not even close that time as we did. Well, it was close at the end of the day to the 1v1. If you exclude that portion of it, the players on Makket still were able to get their job done. Not too much of an issue. Managing the utility from Liqiud much, much better on the second time around, compared to the first, where they were basically at the mercy of the 3 Nitro Cells that Liqiud carried into that basement site.
Liqiud gonna abandon ship early once again, as they have done so far throughout most of their sites. If they don't win it, then they immediately go somewhere else, and they will choose kids' dorms this time around. Last time, pretty crazy clutch happened here. That was honestly, off the back of Mira's efforts there, which I believe was Paula. Let's see.
Yes, it was.
Over. Okay, I just wanted to double check because I know that Liqiud does like to swap things up operator-wise quite often. So I assumed, just wanted to make sure.
It's been their consistent Mira, I think, throughout most of this series so far. If there's been a Mira, it's almost always been him. So once again, that'll remain the case. As we do see Makket wasting no time, at least popping up with some of these doors. The Ash, played by Corey, already ready to move in. He's being careful to watch out for alternate angles just to make sure he's not going to get picked off on the way up this rappel. It would be easy to do that, but if someone really wanted to go crazy on Makket or excuse me, if someone really wanted to go crazy on Liqiud, it would be an option for them. Into the arsenal first. Corey will take control here. The rest of his team will be joining him soon as they look to move forward. And they'll also be pinching from the small tower, too, to move up the back steps, potentially just try to force Liqiud out of position, or at minimum, put them at a spot where they're not going to be able to hide. ADS is going to have to get burned down here by Corey, and he should be able to be good to move in, knocking out the barbed wire there with his first, I believe one of his first breaching charges.
Long angles once again from Liqiud as Corey's going to try and QE and knock down one of those Evil Eyes as walks into a hail of bullets, but nothing's really going to happen from that. No more breaching charges, excuse me, no more breaching rounds for him, as he will not be able to take down the Evil Eye any longer. There's no more soft destruction on offense to take care of it either. So that will stay alive for Zig to use later if needed. You guys can see Nesk all the way over here inside of White Tower as he rotates up the staircase. Seeing if you can find anyone. The window's already been pre-prepped open. Rips is actually the one out over here on the double window. And so far, Makket actually moving pretty slow, which we haven't seen too often. Not having a pick yet, not having a tick of damage on anybody. Well, Gohan has the smallest sliver of health gone. It could be anything less than 5.
So the first time I think we're actually going to end up having to see Makket go for a low time to force execute due to the fact that Liqiud have done a great job of hiding themselves here. But once again, they're not going to become prey to that. They are going to start their execute much earlier on. Rips with a good start to it. They're forcing more and more players back further away from this one. This is what I talked about before. The pinch, especially coming in for the big window. Another pickup by Rips. Cryan finds one as well. Everyone from Liqiud just forced down the back stairs, the dorm stairs here, and they're getting absolutely nothing done from here as they try to push their way back in. Liqiud funnel themselves into a massive choke point, and here comes Corey on the flank to finish things off for Makket as they pick up another round and slowly but surely start to bring themselves back into this map.
I thought that team kill earlier on was going to be a massive shock to the system for Makket, but it appears not. That tactical timeout really helping to calm the nerves here, as they already have stringed together 2 rounds. Liqiud, again, needs to bring back just a little bit of that mantra that they had earlier on. Just a little bit of the sauce. Bring back the sauce just a little bit. They're having a lot of spunk earlier on, and nothing really now. It's just kind of fallen flat on all of these rotates that they're trying to commit to on the defense, not finding anything. And Makket really was a little bit pressed for time, which they haven't been so far on Oregon. They've gotten plants down, they've been on site trying to gain site control at around a minute, and this time around below a minute was that execute, and it still worked out for them. This Liqiud really not being able to find their footing here on Oregon.
Yeah, overall the executes for Makket are actually really smart for the most part, especially in that recent. That's probably the most success they've had yet on an actual execute, because essentially what they do there is, as you can see, they just force Liqiud to really have no choice but to fall back down those dorm stairs due to the way that they pinch from the big window. And to a certain extent, I thought they were also going to use the stairs too. That didn't end up coming until very late in the round, so they used the big window and the presence that they already have in the hallway to force the members of Liqiud out, and 3 or 4 of them just get funneled into that stairway where obviously Makket's going to win that fight. You can't have more than one Liqiud player even peeking out from there, so they're just going to knock them down one by one every single time as they were successfully able to funnel them in. Very well played by the guys on Makket to be able to force Liqiud into a box.
We'll see if Liqiud tries to make any adjustments here. Again, last time that they went down here, they've already went down here twice, they've played this kind of extended hold in the basement, really don't hold too much inside of meeting, more or less just set everybody up at separate angles downstairs, construction, Harry Potter, inside of the closet, basically anywhere else you could fit a body, and trying to hold off from the onslaught as Makket. It's worked before, failed the second time, and we'll see if it either hits its mark or falls short once again.
Gohan having a pretty aggressive position on the top, and again, we were talking about the angle game that's often played. Here it tries to go for a Nitro Cell kill, and he almost finds it too. It's a player just to his left up on top there. Unfortunately, it's slightly off the mark, so it'll get wasted. Corey as well, finding success at the start of this round, but Nesk still the inside of the Kid Storms on the Jaeger. He's able to trade that right back, taking Corey out and bringing us down to a 4v4. KS is still up here, has his rifle ready to go, and again, they've got the sound intel to confirm that. So he will be on the inside, trying to survive, as it looks like 2 or 3 players from MockIt are now going to commit to try to kill him.
Well, good news is no soft destruction on the offense anymore, so he's pretty safe in here except for wall bangs, and Vale's able to spot out where he is. Lots of pre-fires coming out. Phone call still, and Nasik is going to find yet another one. This might be coming up huge if he can find yet another. Will he? No! He's going to get downed and knifed by KS with steel, as he will hack the cell phones. Be able to see what Zig sees through his evil eyes. Things pretty well even now as we have the last 2 defenders down on site. Sexy Cake going to move a couple of these around as he's going to try and get this signal disruptor down before the thermite starts. Will it go? Don't believe it will. I don't think Vale has clicked it just yet, as he actually appeared to want to rotate around, or at least he just baited with that one. I really don't know what happened there. Actually, he's going to move over. It's going to get signal disrupted though, as he's kind of between a rock and a hard place. Actually, no. Signal disruptor is not going to work out for Sexy Cake, as it will get opened. So this is going to be an opposite take here, as they're going to blow the front and push the back, but Zig not really ready for it. 49 seconds left on the clock. Sexy Cake going to have to find 3 here as the smoke grenade will come out. Nitrocell going to do really nothing except knock Rips down so very low, as he will successfully get the diffuser down. Sexy Cake going to take a lot of damage. Moves in behind the box. Once again, has 3 to find. Stun grenade going to come out. Not going to do too much. So going to try and create an oven out of where Sexy Cake is currently located. But none of that going to do any damage. This is a whole lot of utility doing literally nothing.
It's keeping him in the corner, right? It's making him not move. There we go. And he leaps right into it.
Oh, man. Accept your fate inside of my arrows, Rips says, as Makket will find yet another round. It's going to be 3-3 now, as he pops a couple shots in the air, lets him know that Makket is home.
Well, credit where credit is due. That is a very nice rebound by the Makket roster, considering everything that had happened up to that point. But they'd also be in the lead if they didn't throw away that 3rd round with a team kill. 4-2 is where the scoreline would currently be at in their favor. Unfortunately, they have to suffice for a 3-3 because we had that amazing clutch from Sexy Cake back on round 3. However, we've now switched sides. It's past halftime, ladies and gentlemen. And that means that Makket are now going to be on defense. Liqiud will take on the attack. Both teams need 4 rounds in order to close out this map. And for Liqiud, that would mean series victory and entry into the quarterfinals.
Nothing like 6-picking in the exact same operator that you already had, as Gohan is going to 6-pick from Buck into Buck. So definitely making sure that he can pick that up twice. There's now 2 Bucks on the field. I'm absolutely kidding, by the way. That's not a real mechanic. So bottom of the leaderboard right now is Gohan, which is typically the top fragger, but Nesk and Paula have kind of taken up that mantle from him currently, as Nesk is on his most notorious operator. So we are going to be starting off this next round of Oregon here. And so far, it's kind of just been a one-sided affair from either side. 3 immediate rounds by Liqiud, and then 3 unanswered rounds immediately back after that. So tied up as we are. Switching sides, Makket now on defense, and pretty extended hold here as they will commit a few Miras upstairs, and the other one will be downstairs in the closet. Oh, excuse me, they're actually at the upstairs side. I apologize about that. But they are going to have a hold downstairs in the kitchen, to say the least.
Droning work will be the way that Liqiud start things off, as we've kind of come to expect from this series. Nesk is getting his onto the inside of the... Ooh, get some good intel there, too. I believe that's the Jaeger, yes?
I believe it's actually Rips on the Legion, and it is.
You got it, yeah. A little bit hard to tell from
yeah, a little bit hard to tell with that camo.
Someone with a helmet, that's all I could tell, so. I just didn't see the shorts. That was the key I was missing.
Yeah, you need the cargo shorts, man.
Yeah. I didn't catch the cargo shorts.
The pizza roll cargo shorts with that camo that they have on right now.
So we've got Ness that's going to move over towards Walk-In. Very well aware, of course, as he should have informed the rest of his team of this by now, too. They will have to deal with the Legion on the inside of Attic, which I'll actually know if he's still on. No, he is. Oh, and he predicts it as well. Oh. Just takes a guess at the position of it based on the intel he got from the drone earlier. Knocks Rips out of the game before he has a chance to realize what happened to him.
And once again, Nesk with Ash. He's not that aggressive of a player. He plays very smart with her, always using his breaching rounds to make extended lines of sight so that ACOG can be used to its max effectiveness. And again, that's going to prove to find him a kill. So, I mean, hey, Minute and a half, though, and there's only been one kill going to one side. No damage left on anybody else, as Liqiud is trying to find a little bit of information, but KS is going to directly counter that with a couple of those mute drones, or excuse me, a couple of those mute jammers as he has in his kit.
Nesk being a little bit careful. I'm not sure if he got spotted by something or whatnot, but he kind of panic reacted towards that door before and actually went over to the camera afterwards as if it wasn't shot out, so I'm not sure where came from, but yeah, something happened to him. But Crying, almost finding himself a nice easy kill against Liqiud, but he misses the opportunity. Only is able to do that little bit of damage against Gohan. The phone call comes in afterward that's forced him back. He still holds the tight angle here. He's not going to go for the immediate reset of his phone. He's trying to use the noise to bait in the buck a little bit, but it won't work out. What is going on today?
Hello?
Stop it!
What is happening?
That was another just direct headshot on a teammate. I think that was just some like mismatched movement that ended up working out really unfortunately.
I mean, I know we said just click heads, but I mean, Corey gets it. You kill the enemy team. Come on, man. Paula gonna find one of his own as well. As Paula's gonna get aggressive, and he's gonna get yet another for his adventure inside of the kids' dorms. 18 seconds left on the clock. Sexy Cake, the one with the drone, as that will start to go down. And Paula's coming up massive right now. That's 3 kills. Crying not gonna be able to stop the plant though, as that will go down successfully. As Crying is the last defensive operator here for their first defensive round, as he will see Sexy Cake rotate over to Paula, but again, no more Nitro Cell, as that foam vibration will go through. Won't find any contact with those bullets. About halfway through the diffuser timer now, he will answer the call from Sexy Cake. Begins to rotate over to main stairs.
He's going to go just directly down the hallway here. He's given Team Liqiud plenty of time to reposition too. He doesn't even have really a whole lot of time left to try and do anything. He needs to get on the diffuser like now, otherwise he's not even going to have enough time for the defuse, and there we go. Took far too long to rotate back up the steps. It's an easy closeout for Sexy Cake outside of the big dorm window, and with that, Liqiud close out yet another round and push ahead over the members of MockIt.
Do you think it's going to happen all over again?
What, they pick up 3 and then...
Exactly. That's where I was going.
Very well could.
It very well could. I'm getting that kind of feeling about this matchup.
We're not going to rotate the sites, it seems. We've gotten that far.
Okay.
As we did originally have a vote to go to the basement, but it went contested and then back over to kids. So looks like MockIt want to stick with the same site.
I feel like they can win it if Crying has a little bit more presence downstairs. I feel like he got a little distracted there by Gohan when he was trying to compete with him over in Small Tower. But, I mean, it honestly was just a mischoice on where he was going to put that Nitro Cell at, really. He just chose the wrong person. You know, you had choices, and it really didn't happen, as, you know, they are going to pick up yet another round. And honestly, that entire round for Liqiud was off the back of Paula, as Nesk accidentally removed Zig's head for him, so. Which seems to be an ongoing theme here on Oregon. I don't really know.
Got issues, you know?
These offenses.
Drama to sort out.
It's just on the offense, too. That's the thing.
Well, we're into the action once again here. Big emphasis from the guys on MockIt towards holding the kitchen. Once again, in addition to their small tower, on the other side here, trying to prevent that control from being gained by Team Liqiud. And once again, are going to have to try and stop them. Going for that swarming assault through the halls that we saw in the previous round. It's going to be Nesk. Keep our eyes on to start this game off, but as you should expect, it's probably going to be pretty heavy droning, I would imagine, for the first minute or so of this round right now. As Nesk is going to go in through the Master to check things out, but the mute being here will slow down that process quite a bit, especially with the well-positioned jammers. Unfortunately, Liqiud are not going to be able to immediately deal with. Thankfully, they got Gohan on the Twitch. That should be able to knock at least a few of them out.
The biggest thing right now is appears that Rips has learned his lesson about long angles and Nesk, is he will play a lot closer to the chest, or at least closer to the reinforcement, as to not die too early on, because that really opened up this entire side of the map. For Liqiud, the prior round, is Nesk is trying to find yet another kill on some very tight ACOG angles, but nothing going to come to fruition just yet. And this seems to be the name of the game for Liqiud. They play a very, very long droning game and just try and make things happen around the end of the round. Apparently Big Tower is going to be the play, and Nesk is going to toss a stun grenade in, but is not going to act on it too heavily, as if he does cross that door, he's more than likely going to get shot in the side of the head from the west.
And the droning is still going to be blocked. In fact, his drone is entirely eliminated from the game right there due to the... Oh, and unfortunately, there's an ADS on the other side of that too, which means one of them breaching around is going to go completely to waste. Not what you want to have happen here. And again, considering the time is low too, Liqiud obviously haven't been moving anywhere close to the pace that we were seeing from MockIt on their attacking side. So Liquid's going to find themselves limited here pretty soon if they don't start to make more forward momentum towards the site.
Now, a lot of stalling by Liqiud on this map, in particular on offense. Again, that last round was completely the Paula show, and nothing really coming of Liqiud this time around. Nesk is going to change over to a different angle, but as we've already seen, MockIt is just going to let them come to them. Liqiud keeps playing this angle game, and it's just not working out for him. Nesk finally going to get rid of that barbed wire that he's been waiting literally a minute, an entire minute, to get rid of. As Liquid's going to stack up over here on the southeast side of the building, try and make another successful push. As Nesk will get concussed, Paula will take a little bit less from that as he is going to get aggressive. He will win the fight against Rips. Rips will be the first one killed once again for the second round straight. As you see Gohan over on the west side, excuse me, north side of the building. As Corey will answer the call of Dokkaebi as he's stacked up with Vale up top. Nitrocell going to ring off, but nothing really going to come of it. Vale will kill Sexy King. Nesk going to find one of his own. Corey and KS take down two as well. KS going to follow it up once again. Paula going to get taken down by Vale, and MockIt will deliver a punch straight back to the Brazilian squad.
Guys on MockIt making a quick change up to their strategy, and it delays Liqiud much more significantly, forcing them into a low time to execute. And Paula, although he does get very close to trying to close out, he was missing about 20 or 30 seconds from the timer that was needed for him to properly play that 1v2. And as such, he's going to find himself knocked out of the round, and we will be tied up once again at 4-4. The series slugs onwards, as neither of these teams can seem to get a massive advantage over the other. Pause coming in here as well. We'll see who it's for in just a moment.
It's going to be from MockIt. They're on the screen, I'm going to assume.
It's a...
Oh, wait, they already used theirs earlier, so it should be Liqiud.
It looked like it was a really quick tech pause.
Oh, okay. Really quick tech pause.
The admin came over and told the coach to stop talking as well, so...
All right, I got it. It's like, wait a minute. You guys already used your timeout. What is this, blasphemy?
Yeah, a little bit confused about what happened there. I don't know if they accepted the pause and then realized they already used it, or...
You know, I mean...
Might have been another tech pause as well.
We got to figure it out. Hey, guys, it's 4-4. Let's just spam some force in the chat real quick. That's a Rainbow6 meme. We can say it. It's fine. It's okay. Let's get those fours rolling. Appreciate it. As right now, the fours really aren't helping out anybody. The fours apparently be leading to headshots of your own teammates. That's about it. So, but so far, Paula, 11-5. As we expected, he's been really pulling his weight so far for Liqiud, and Corey, the fragger from MockIt, finding double digits as well, as he will have 10.
But for Team Liqiud, inconsistency starts to surface itself immediately in the second rounds. They, as you were mentioning, are not able to rely on Paula's own fragging capability, just that anyway, to be able to take them through a round here. It's going to be found. That was trying to hide inside of the tower there. Nice little spot by Cryan to take that out. And here we go. We've got Liqiud out on the board once again, approaching very quickly towards the small tower to start their push in towards the basement.
I think this has been the main thing for Liqiud, is they just lack map presence. It's been the entire issue with them so far on this attack, and their prior attacks as well, as Nesk will catch a couple bullets from the top of White Stairs, but really, their drone game is okay. It's getting countered a little bit by KS, but they just don't have any other map presence. It's more or less they get control of a room really close to site, and they stand there for the rest of the game, and they go, oh yeah, I forgot. We actually have to get in here and put a diffuser down. And then they throw themselves at it. Either it sticks or it doesn't. And I really want to see them transition away from that, because right now it's not working out for them. MockIt is not even trying to give them an inch on site. Playing very safe so far.
Ryan once again to be caught up on the drone. Unfortunately, there's not an easy method for him to fall back. He's going to be stuck in here for a moment, and it would be a bit of a shame if he ends up going down this early. He's got two Geschmack mines to try and use later on in the round here, so he's definitely going to want to try and look for a way to get out, if at all possible. Meanwhile, for Liqiud, they've already got presence established at the back stairs. They're also trying to work their way up the main steps here as Paula, along with Nesk. Oh, there we go. There's another kill coming out from the Zofia charges. There's revenge that's claimed, however, at least onto Nesk. But at the same time, Zig also is able to pick up Cryan to trade that back. Liqiud still at a full 5 after they get the res off onto Nesk.
Rips with quite a bit of damage done to him is going to get found by the Twitch. And they've took every single fragging op almost possible, all on the offense. We got Zofia, Ash, and Twitch, all amazing guns in their own respect. Rips is going to choose to rotate back downstairs from where he was upstairs inside of Kid's dorms. Doesn't want to try and play it out too much up there, as those goo mines can definitely have quite a bit of effect. KS, though, will be able to find the first kill onto Liqiud. It's going to be Paula, the top fragger currently for Liqiud, as we are just under a minute. A lot of damage done to everyone except Vale. Vale still does have a nitro cell, and I assume KS does as well, as we are going to hear the hatch get opened in the back. As they try to shoot him out, because it is soft, but nothing going to happen from that, as Liqiud will begin to start their take on the north side.
Not going to leave themselves a massive amount of time in order to actually get into the sites, however, but the hatches have been open. The guys on MockIt will have to start to look every which way. It's also only a one-man advantage here for Liqiud at this point with the issues they struggled in the mid-round. Oh, dropping right onto a goo mine. Ness's going to still try to push forward. He will face some trouble on the other side of the shelving unit, but will move in and pick up his first kill regardless against Rips. Needs to take the needle out as it's doing too much damage, and what a cleanup from the guys on Liqiud. Sexy Cake and Zig picking up the final 2 kills, and just like that, they control yet another round, this time winning out on the basement.
You know you are comfortable with your team, ladies and gentlemen, when you will literally stop in the middle of an offensive site to take out a needle in your ankle. That is a lot of trust inside of your team from Nesk. As yet another round will be won by them, and we're just going to continue this back and forth absolute brawl that we have going on Oregon right now. Liqiud is 1 round away from match point. Going to have to find 2 here to try and punch their ticket.
As you can see with the UI in the middle there, that Team Liqiud already have the first map in their pocket. If you missed it, because I've seen these rounds drag on. It's been very extended rounds between these two teams, oftentimes playing it down to the timer, especially on that first map. Team Liqiud were able to take control of Border, putting them in the 1-0 position they are currently at now. And as you mentioned, only 2 more away in this map, being able to close out and take it. Talked about how it was the Palo show before. It still remains the case as he tops the scoreboard amongst all players right now at 12-6. Next highest teammate for him being Nesk at 8-8 exactly. Corey still leads the charge in the meanwhile for MockIt at 10-8, with KS shortly behind at 9-5.
10 seconds to go.
Well, as we are just about to round out prep phase here, ladies and gentlemen. MockIt going for a meeting hold this time around, and they are going to dedicate a couple of reinforcements up here. We'll see if they try to stack any bodies inside, if they are just going to let Liqiud try and waste as much time as possible. But it doesn't seem like that is the Liqiud that we have anymore here, Blue. It seems like we've really started to amp things up. They've kind of gotten MockIt figured out at this point and go, okay, you're just going to let us sit here and hold angles, and that's really about it. We're going to have to try and fall into your pocket, but no, sir, we won't do that. We're going to start to get aggressive. We have one of the best Ash mains in the world. Why wouldn't we? I mean, come on. Come on.
So Nesk will leap right into the showers. Already trying to rely on this droning presence to help him clear things out a little bit more directly. Does see the reinforcement on the wall there. Of course, he's going to start to play this a little bit more carefully as a result of that. It is the same site, by the way, in case you missed that. MockIt once again have gone back down to the basement. So Liqiud are looking to accomplish very much the same thing that they did in the previous round. Sexy Clink has cleared things out for Nesk on the drone. And this will allow him to continue to push through up to the kitchen, where again, he'll take a hard-held angle here, hoping that the Legion will push him.
Drone's ready.
Nesk will start his own drone game, and once again, he will run into the mutes of KS as he does get shot from sandbags by Rips. And Rips is actually going to maintain his presence as well. They also have a defender upstairs inside of Attic, so kind of an extended hold here by the defense. Only 1:40 off the clock, so Liqiud still is in good time. As long as they choose to try and get aggressive at the right time. I do believe that's Jaeger upstairs. Yes, it is indeed Corey, as Corey will find Paula. Paula going to be put on the bench, at least for the rest of this round here.
Corey once again looking for that opportunity to finish off a kill, but it's going to turn into an incredibly long-range fight for him on the carbine without an ACOG. Find himself at a disadvantage there if he's not careful, so he will have to approach it very, very cautiously. Crying, in the meanwhile, picks up the next kill. Rips is a great position here, by the way. Paul is able to get one with a Claymore somewhere around the outside as he takes down Corey, and Nesk actually successfully beats out Rips despite having that great angle to play off of. Brings it down to a 3v3. But it should be noted, the remaining 3 on MockIt have been untested up to this point. So they all sit at full HP, where both Nesk and Zig lost at least a quarter of their health. The Nesk now sits under 25 because the goo mine he just ran into.
That's where goo mines can be extremely effective, is when you're playing against low health enemies. Can always be a thorn in the side per se, and Nesk will run into one of those. But Zig also not doing the best on health. Lost about 25 HP. His Sexy Cake and the rest of Liqiud are trying to figure out exactly what they want to do here. There's only 27 seconds left. He does still have a logic bomb as MockIt lies in wait downstairs. Crying is going to be the one you're going to be paying attention to the most, just because that Evo is so good in close range, as it seems to be the back take, as everything in the kitchen sink is being dumped by Liqiud. Crying going to be the first one to find a kill, as Nesk is going to try and crawl through underneath. Is it going to work out for him? No, it won't. Crying going to put him down. Will he be able to find one other one? No. Sexy Cake going to find that, and KS will be able to end it all for Makket as they find another defensive round. We're going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth.
Border again.
And back and forth.
Literally the same way Border played out.
And back and forth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Attackers win the first round, defenders realize their mistakes and correct it and win again on the second round. That has literally been the way that every single round has played out so far. Now, granted, the first half was a little bit different in this map, but the second half of this map is playing out exactly the way that pretty much the entirety of Border played out. Liqiud are starting to realize this is going to be too close for comfort. Their coach will make the call to go for a tactical timeout. He's got some input, and we'll have to see if Liqiud can correct upon that.
Put your thinking caps on, ladies and gentlemen, as we are going to be looking to see exactly what Liqiud is going to switch up on their offense. Now, there is only 3 seconds left in the pick phase, so we can't tell you guys our offensive idea so far. It's going to be Hibana, Zofia, Ashe, Dokkaebi, and Twitch. So a lot of fragging power being brought. Might go for a 6 pick later on, but that's for another time, or at least a little bit at least. As the 30-second timeout will almost be over. A lot of discussion going on between these players trying to figure things out. Gohan especially eccentric right now as he tries to lead the rest of this team to victory. And again, the main player so far on Oregon has been Paula. He's been putting a lot of those frags in his backpack.
Well, there we go. The unpause has come in. Past the 1-minute mark, so the coach will have to flip up his mic one more time. No longer input can be made. We are going back to the Kid Storms, though, as it has been unlocked once again now for the use by the members of MockIt to try and push themselves up to 7 and send this over to a Map2. Meanwhile, on Liquid's side of the equation, they are looking for a closeout. They are looking for that final definitive round, 2 rounds, I should say, to push them onward to the main event.
Stone cold faces from both sides. It's the Germans versus the Brazilians here. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, both of these squads from both of those respective countries. This is just the beauty of Invite once again as we go round and round here on Oregon. And speaking of rounds, we're on round number 11. As you guys can tell from right under the timer, 20 seconds left in prep phase, and it will be the upstairs site once again. Kids, dorms will be the selection. And MockIt has a pretty unique setup here, I will say. They actually put up a lot of soft walls for angles and things as such, and they usually have Rips play solo over here inside of Attic, but that's kind of been discovered out by Liqiud at this point. He hasn't had too much of an impact yet on any of these rounds, and we'll see if he does anything this time around.
Got the drone. It's going to start to push its way back in through Master first. And this has been the usual approach. Nesk has almost always gone up to Master and at least tried to hold see if he can catch someone in Attic firsthand. Gohan's going to go up to the roof first, and it's going to be Nesk that enters the balcony. She would use to lead himself into Master falling it. Won't be a whole lot to spot on the direct inside of it. He'll quickly pop open the door. He's seen, of course, that Walk-In has itself closed shut. As such, he's going to have to go out into the hallway. Pops open the wall to Master. Of course, confirms that there's no presence from Rips like we had in a previous round. Will now be good to commit himself to the push. Once again, it looks like MockIt are going to play this incredibly passively and focused on the first floor, not necessarily trying to play out over here towards the Attic, where unfortunately they lost too many players last time they lost this round.
Rips going to be playing downstairs in Pantry on a rotate between Pantry and Meaty. He is going to try and play his life out a little bit longer. So far, same take by Liqiud. Nesk working his way inside of Master as he will burn the initial ADS. Bad thing is, for Liqiud, is it seems to be, at least today, their counter is just mute. They really can't do anything when a mute's on the field. They just really can't get any information, and they really don't know what to do without it. So I've honestly been surprised that they haven't tried to make an adjustment over to the Thatcher to try and get rid of those. But, I mean, the biggest thing right now is, at least for the last map, Thatcher was gone, so really couldn't do anything about that one.
And of course, the droning has now come to a complete stall as a result of the mute jammers that are sitting in the hallway. See, Zofia already trying to use 2 of, I believe both of the stun charges got used as well. Into windows here. In fact, 3 out of 4 of her charges have already been used up. She only has 1 explosive charge remaining, and it's going to use that final one to just pop open the big window in a quick fashion so that he can hopefully capitalize on the surprise and try to take down anyone that might still be remaining in the inside of these main dorms. We've got the smokes coming back in. Vale trying his best to line one up on a Nitro Self on the outside of the window, but no, Sexy Cake is going to accidentally knock out Zig. Gohan, in the meanwhile, will catch a trade to take down KS. Paula taking massive damage right now. He'll be eliminated by Corey. Nesk trying to find the trade on the stairs player, but it's too strong of a hold. Vale, Corey, all picking up kills. Sexy Cake looking to turn it back around as this goes into a 2v2. Swift looking to get the res back up onto his team, and he will accomplish it, but Cryan's got a position, and he's going to spam in as the Nitro Cell has already been used in his arsenal here. Rips finds the next pickup, and that leaves Sexy Cake alone in the corner. He'll go for the plant on top of the dresser, dropping back down just to make sure he doesn't get pre-fired from the stairs, and tries to go for a kill, in fact. He's only got 14 seconds left. He's going to be forced into a plant in just a moment. He'll commit to it. The spam, however, could come in from the pulse in just a second. Has to go back one more time. They have a hard ping onto him too, so they have to have a drone down there, but all the time wasted for naught as Cryan is still able to find him on the pulse anyway, stops the final defuse attempt, and gives the round over to Makket. 2 in a row for them, which is going to make this dangerous for Liqiud now as we go into what could be the final round, and it will be the final round of regulation.
I think Liquid's lack of roam clear is really coming back to bite them. Once again, they just have sight focus. They have no roam focus, and once again, Pulse will rear his ugly head as he will be able to sweep away the dreams of Liqiud, at least for that round, and going to have to force overtime once again to bring it back. They already had their tactical timeout, really didn't seem to help. We'll see if they try and make an adjustment once again. So far, operator lineup is relatively the same, all except for, there it is, ladies and gentlemen, Gohan going to adapt to the Thatcher, recognizing out that mute is just too powerful for the information game that they are trying to play.
Obviously, though, it's potentially too little too late if it doesn't become as much of an issue on this site. They needed to focus on this specifically for the kids' dorms and the basement pushers. And unfortunately, they've already missed their opportunity there, so now they have to hope it finds just as much effectiveness in amplifying their drone clear here on the tower, which could very well prove to be an even more difficult site to take control of.
You really are going to be wanting to look for the adjustment in Liqiud on this site, at least. They haven't played them against this site, at least in this map, as Vale seems to be
stuck in the wall.
Yeah, a little bit of a clip issue is. Oh, actually, I believe we had a full-on crash there for a second. Yeah, we are going to reset that real quick and get things figured out. As you
Overtime.
As you guys can see, the man himself, BKN, or excuse me, the main admin of ESL, figuring things out with Liqiud because apparently something happened and. It's happened on both sides. He's actually over on the Liqiud side, so I'm going to guess it's something that happened with Liqiud. I'm going to guess we had desync or something, but more than likely you guys are going to be coming back to us while we try to get things figured out here, but not too good. This will give a little bit of time for the players to discuss at least and try and figure some things out, because right now it is going to be just who can really change over. It's BK201, by the way. BKN is the coach of...
Yeah, I was about to say, I know who BKN is.
Yeah, BKN is the head coach of Darkest Zero. It's been a long 3 days, guys. I apologize, but it's been a long 3 days.
Well, that is all good.
It's been fun. That's good.
Yeah.
I've never talked more in my entire life, ever.
Well, once again, guys, we are just waiting. Well, going to be waiting a little longer now. It appears as though I think they were just given... I can tell you, like, with 100% certainty what they've just gone to do.
They're going to the bathroom,
yeah,
100%.
Pretty much.
Because honestly, I'm not going to lie to you, I'm feeling their pain. Definitely feeling their pain. But, you know, it's kind of our job to talk over these kind of things. So, everyone, okay. So,
we know what happened now, and we're just working on, we're quickly fixing it very quickly. And I said quickly twice in the same sentence, as we're going to try and re-host the game as fast as possible and get ourselves back into it. It is 6-5 for those of you that are just joining us between Team Liqiud and the guys over on MockIt. It is a Brazilian versus Europe matchup here. And for Liqiud, there's a again, very heated discussion going on amongst the players about the way that their rounds have been going out. Frustration certainly seems apparent amongst the man in the middle and our man on the far right.
It'll be Gohan and Zig going back and forth. Zig being the team captain. Gohan definitely letting the emotions run loose here, as I definitely know that none of these Brazilian players want to go home. They want to be able to